Conflicts flaring up in the Middle East have dominated the first day of the gathering of world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly. It's been more than 15 months since the start of the sea, land and air blockade imposed by Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain and Egypt on Qatar. But its EMIR remains defiant. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani warned against further instability if the impasse continues.
It is not reasonable that different views about how to handle regional issues should paralyze the effectiveness of an important regional organization like the Gulf Cooperation Council. The blockade has harmed the reputation of the GCC countries, and the GCC's paralysis has reflected negatively on its work towards regional and global issues.
Syria was also on the agenda. Turkey and Russia have recently made a deal to prevent a major assault by Russia and the Syrian army to retake Idlib, the rebels' last stronghold.
Recently, we signed an agreement with Russia called the Sochi Agreement. We have prevented the regime's bloody assaults against the de-escalation area in the Idlib province, where 3.5 million civilians live.
Erdogan blamed the international community for backtracking on pledges to provide billions of dollars to the 3.5 million Syrian refugees living in Turkey. But it's the elusive peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians that continues to feed anger in the region. The Trump administration is working on a new deal, but leaders in the region are skeptical.
And what could possibly be the future of what some propose, a single binational state, whose very foundation is a rejection of the equality of its own people? That's the ugly, undemocratic reality of the one-state idea.
The United Nations annual gathering is a crucial platform for leaders to defend their policies. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said the priority now should be the fight against armed groups and building strong nation states to prevent chaos in the region.
There is no doubt that the Arab region is one of the most vulnerable to the dangers of nation-state disintegration. This often creates a fertile environment for terrorism and sectarian conflicts. Preserving and reforming the foundations of the state is a fundamental priority of Egypt's foreign policy in the Arab region.
Al-Sisi has said his country was committed to consolidating human rights, but international human rights organizations blame Egyptian authorities for clamping down on dissent. The Middle East is home to some of the world's biggest oil and natural gas producers, and this explains why it remains strategically important for global peace and prosperity. But the region is marred by violence, wars, sectarian divides, and attacks by Al-Qaeda and ISIL-affiliated groups. Challenges world leaders meeting here at the UN fear may take long to solve. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, New York.